all those issues you're not meant to discuss at parties, politics and religion and morality. We discuss them all the time here. And it's still a bit of a party. Moral Maze, Jack Fonsesca joins us every 3 weeks or so, I suppose. Yeah. It's your turn. There's always something to talk about, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. You could turn this into the Moral Maze show if you wanted to.
That might not be a great idea. The United Nations is being daft again. Well, that's no surprise. UN says denying legalized abortion is a torture issue?
Yeah, the UN's top official on torture. This is the Special Rapporteur on torture and other cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment. Yeah. And what he's saying, he submitted a report to the UN High Commission on Human Rights, and he said, what we want to do, what we should be doing is evolve this framework for judging torture that we've developed for wars and you know, for prisoners during war times, and let's apply it to the healthcare system. And what I found is that if a country does not legalize abortion, that is a form of torture to women. Okay. So this idiot, you know, has prepared an Orwellian report that says, you know, abortion, the act of abortion itself, which involves dismembering and decapitating children in the womb, is not torture, but protecting those kids, those children, is torture.
I know that for some time at the UN they've been pushing that if countries don't provide abortion, then they go down on the scale of their human rights achievement. So you can be a wonderful country with wonderful health care and civil rights and freedom, but if there's no funded abortion, you go down on the list. Well, whatever. But to say it's a form of torture when there are regimes that habitually, routinely hurt people to the point of excruciating agony to get information, or just for the sheer fun of it. And that's being compared to not providing. And it goes a bit more than just saying it's not providing funded, available, accessible abortion. If you don't do that, if you have some sort of moral objection, as many civilized countries do, then you're as bad as North Korea or Zimbabwe or Iran or Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, of course, that's where they'll go. And it's insane. I mean, I'm a pacifist. I'm against violence, but gosh, this guy deserves to be waterboarded.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not a pacifist.
I'm joking.
I do believe in just war. I don't know about waterboarding, but I'd probably throw water at him. Canadian pop star Carly Rae Jepsen. When you say Canadian pop star, that's the one about give me your number.
Yeah, Call Me Maybe. That's
I mean, it's a catchy song. She's not exactly changing the history of popular music. It's a couple of cute pop songs, and then she'll be forgotten. So, but what is she wouldn't. She punished the Boy Scouts?
Yes.
That sounds rather interesting. I'm sure the Boy Scouts loved that idea. I mean, what was going on there?
Well, what happened is she was invited along with another U.S. band out of California, out of San Francisco, would you guess?
Who are they? You don't know, do you?
Called Train.
Okay, I think I've heard of them.
They were,
I'm 54.
Meet Virginia fame. That's her very popular band. But anyway, they were both invited to play at the Boy Scouts annual jamboree. 45,000 children coming and all the Scoutmasters and stuff.
So these are not edgy rock bands. If they're playing for Boy Scouts, they're pretty mainstream safe guys.
Well, you know, I do criticize the Boy Scouts of America in that they should have watched Carly Rae Jepsen's video for Call Me Maybe, because she promotes homosexuality in it.
Does she? I thought she was making fun of things.
It's about her. It's done in a lighthearted way. Yeah. But in the end, the guy she's interested in gives his phone number to her. He's attracted to her band member, her male band member.
I don't think it's promoting. I think it doesn't matter. It's funny, it's cute, it's sketchy.
For the Boy Scouts oath, you know, they should have investigated that.
But she wouldn't sing?
So what she said is, first Train came out the day before, and they found out about the Boy Scouts of America, their policy not allowing openly gay Scoutmasters and Scouts into the group. And so they said, basically gave them an ultimatum, basically bullied them and said, you know, we're going to pull out unless you change your policy before the concert comes up. The next day, she tweeted saying, I'm out as well. Yeah. So it's a form of bullying, I think, for these groups using their clout and power.
Look, they're not going to take a stand on how do you treat working people in your country. You know, how do you treat the native minority? And they're not going to do that because that will be complex and challenging, and it's not so much fun and so fashionable. The business they're in to say, I'm standing firm with the gay community, will increase record sales, make it more popular in Hollywood and so on. But do you think she has politics? I'm sorry, she probably can't even spell the word.
Well, yet she's passing judgment on moral and ethical issues that are controversial, and she should just leave it alone, play for the kids, and not get involved in a controversial ethical matter.
If it was her, as opposed to her manager, I'd be surprised. But it is a really vicious thing to do, because the kids are just kids, and if you played and you also read a letter saying, I will play for you because these kids deserve it, I happen to disagree with your policy, okay, fair enough. But you know what? You're taking a lot of money, earning a lot of money for running around on stage for a while. Your career is going to be over in a couple of years, but it is rather pathetic. Yeah. Mainstream media proactively working on a stalking horse to assist Premier Wynne in bringing back the radical sex ed curriculum. I don't understand that. What's the stalking horse got to do with that? Sounds very perverse.
Well, we've noticed in the past several weeks and even past couple months, there's been several stories from the mainstream media, as you know, Sun News likes to call it, the media party, where they're you know, all of a sudden coming out with these stories that are very positive about Kathleen Wynne's announcement that she's going to bring back the 2010 sex ed curriculum. Yeah. That parents hated, that they found outrageous.
No one wanted it. The thing is, no one has said, you know, life is good, and I quite like schools, but if only we had a new sex ed. Yeah. Teachers don't want to teach it. Parents are indifferent or opposed to it. Kids say, what? But a few bureaucrats and activists wanted to push it through.
Well, for those viewers who don't know, in grade 1, they plan to talk about, to teach kids about the genitals, penis, testicles, vagina, vulva, etc. So there's more to it even than what's listed in the curriculum.
At 6 years old.
Yeah. In grade 3, they're going to talk about homosexuality to these 8-year-olds. Right. Teach them the theory that there are 6 different genders.
Exactly. It's intrusive, it's extreme. No one wants it apart from a small number of people who really do want to change the culture. And Kathleen Wynne's going to bring it back. No surprise there. Very quick, because we're almost out of time. Go on.
I was going to say, it's, you know, it appears that what the media is doing is trying to create an appetite for this, trying to marginalize those voices who were successful in bringing down the sex ed curriculum and changing the subject, making it easy for her to do that.
Well, they won't achieve it here. Thank you, as always.
Thank you.